Okay, peace and blessings, glory, glory to the eternal, forever living God. It's your brother Israel with a quick question that I just want to ask because I don't know if anybody else looked at it. I don't even really care if anybody cares, but I still want to look at this small topic that I have for today, and let me look at it from a different angle. Where is it? Okay, in the early 1800s, the average global life expectancy at birth was low, often under 40 years old, largely driven by extremely high infant and child mortality rates. Up to 30 to 40 of children died before age 5. However, those who survive childbirth often live to their 50s and their 60s or beyond, meaning a low average does not mean most adults died young. So, as I look at this topic, and I know you might wonder, like, Jehosa, what the hell are you talking about? But as I look at people nowadays, family, I'm trying to figure out why is it that these younger people look older than what they are? I'm sitting up here looking at people I ask the people too. I ask them, I'll be like, brother, how old is you? And they be like, oh, Jehoshaphat, I'm barely 27 years old. Brother, you look like you 47. You look older than me. You know what I'm saying? You look, oh, Jehoshaphat. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Is they putting something in the water? Is they putting something in the air? Is they putting something in the food? Is life stressful? Because that's the only way that I can accumulate to why all these younger people, are they living their life fast? Is that what it is? They just living their life so fast and they just throwing out their life essence. That's why they grow old so fast. Why are these young people that I see looking like they're in their mid 30s and they ain't even 20 years old yet? Is it like the stress that you put on your body? Like I see a lot of men, and when they go into prison, they be young. You know what I'm saying? They be young. But let's say they do 2, they do 3, they do 4 years. Why, when they get out of prison, they look 10 times older than what they were? So I'm looking at it. I thought that this was the 21st century and things is convenient. Life is not so hard like that. It's not like we got to go out and we got to milk no damn cow, and we really got to get an anvil and lay down the railroad. We ain't got to bust down no damn mountain. We ain't got no hard ass work like they had at the turn of the century. Things fairly now is easier. In fact, as I look at life now, basically every single thing that we do in our society is more easier and it's more convenient because they always the innovations that we make for ourselves to make the job even more simpler. Why are people stressed out for? Why are people looking older than what they look? I know, and the saddest thing about it, y'all gotta imagine, back in the day, people didn't even really live that long. They really didn't, you know what I'm saying? They really didn't. I'm looking at the situation. It's a topic to me. I'm wondering, you know what I'm saying? I'm using my brain power. I'm sitting up here wondering, why is it all these young people, they look so damn old now? You know what I'm saying? They look so old. You be looking at them, be asking all questions. Sister, how old is you? Oh, Jehoshaphat, I'm barely 22. Damn, girl, you look like you 28. You know what I'm saying? You look like you 30. You know what I'm saying? Why you look so old like that? Is it something that they're putting in the food? Is it something that they're pumping in the water? Is it something that they putting on in the air? We can't sit up here and say that life is so hard now to where it's putting stress on our bodies like that. Not everybody goes to prison. Not everybody goes to jail. So why these young people, they supposed to be softer than what we are. We're supposed to be harder than them. They're supposed to be softer. So why they look more, why is time whooping their ass is the question that I want to ask. Okay, flip it. Back in the day, A grown man didn't live that long. For a grown man to make it to 40 years old, that would be our equivalent of 90 years old. That would be a 93-year-old person. You'll look at it, you'd be like, what do you mean? But we got modern medicine. We got all these damn inventions and invasions that we use every single day. Modern medicine, you know what I'm saying? Something that they just didn't have like that. So when you looked at your grandfather, been 50 years old, that was probably the equivalence of 110. So is it the same now? Is it the same now? All these young people, they look so old because they feel to lead the earth. It's did somewhere in this we rewinded the clock or we switched places. And you'd be like, damn, Jehoshaphat, I'm confused. I'm still confused too, because I'm still trying to figure out, why are these young people looking older than old people? It's no way in hell a 20-year-old man should look my age. Shouldn't look my age at all. He should look fairly young and fairly young living. The young sister, there's no way that she's barely 25, but she got the same battle scars that my sister got on her, and she been living, you know what I'm saying? She been living for a long time. So I'm just trying to understand, why do young people look so old? Back in the day, they looked at it, they said people before my generation, they looked at older. But now it seems like that time is coming back. You know how you look back in the pictures of the people in the 60s and the 70s? All them people were barely 18 and 19 years old, but they looked it like they were 30. They looked it like 40. Some of them even looked like they were 50 years old, and they were little ass kids. So what the hell are they doing? Are they whatever they put in the water, whatever they put in the air, whatever they put in the food a long time ago? Did they bring it back for these kids nowadays to be looking so damn old? Okay, now, if you look that damn old, does that mean that you still going to have a long life? That's the real question that I'm asking, because as I look back in the day, them people didn't live that long like that. And they lived till they was like 40, but they same 40 years old, they 45, they 50 was the equivalent of a person being 75, being 85, being 110 years old. So, your brother, I'm just trying to make some sense out of it. I'm sitting up here wondering, like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why? Okay, global regional average. World life expectancy in the 19th century was estimated between 28.5 and 32 years old. So back in the early of the turn of the century, people were only, you know what I'm saying? If you live to see 28 years old and a half, if you live to see 32 years old, you were old. You know what I'm saying? That's all they lived. You know what I'm saying? That's all they lived. All them people in the 1800s, they didn't even live that long like that. Look, what else this? Okay, United States. In the early 1800s, the average life expectancy for a white male in the United States was approximately 42, heavily stirred by disease and early death. So look at the white man. In the 1800s, he only lived till he was 42 years old. Why these 30-year-olds look like they 50? Well, and if you in your 20s and you don't look old like that, I'm not talking about you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even talking about you. Don't even worry about it. But just like I know, you got some friends and they're only like 17, 18 years old, but they already look like grown ass men. You know what I'm saying? Why? Why? Did they just miss like different stages of their life? Was their life, you can't say that their life was so stressful. That's why I have to lean more to what are they pumping in the air? What are they pumping in the food? What are they putting in the water? Why these young kids look so damn old like that? Let's see what else it says on my little first deep dive on the information. Okay. What else does it say up here? Okay, United States in the early 1800s, the average life expectancy for a white male in the United States was approximately 42 years old. Okay, high rates of cholesterol, infant mortality, and the lack of modern medicine, and what is that? The contribution to the low average. That's what really caused all of them people, them being okay when they go to the doctor, they really didn't know about being like sanitized and being by clean. So a lot of people died of the they died of cholera. You know what I'm saying? They died of cholera and they died of gangrene. So they really didn't live to see a long life expectancy. That's the crazy thing about it. And I'm sitting here, I'm comparing those people to the people who live nowadays because they live old. They look so damn old. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why? Okay, let me show you some examples of what I mean because a lot of people, they heard what I said, but it was a far-fetched thought and they just dismissed it. And they was like, nah, Jehosa. But I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? These young people look old. They don't look their age like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't look their age. And the only reason why I know that they're young is because how they act. If they didn't act a certain type of way with the lack of having respect, honor, morals, principles, and ethics, just getting old, respect, you know what I'm saying? Respect and honor. That shows me a lot about a person, a sister that's been on this earth for a long time and she look older. That shows through her actions, how she speak, how she walk, the things that she want, the things that she say, her polite nature. All of that is a factor of what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why I know these young people are young is what comes out of their mouth. Young people and old people are trying to wear the same damn clothes, so it throws me off. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But when they start talking all that young stuff, I'll be like, damn, they hella young. I thought she was old. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was shit. I thought he could be like my younger brother in his 30s or something. No, that's a little ass kid. That's a 20-year-old. Just look grown as hell. You know what I'm saying? Look all grown, but they don't act grown though. It takes years to gain what we have and honor. We came from another different time too. They didn't come from our time, so they ain't gonna have what we naturally have. But this is what I mean. You know what I'm saying? This is what I mean when I be looking at people. Let's go back.
Told I look younger.
Okay, the first girl. We ain't heard nothing of what they said of how old she is. And I'm just giving you my honest opinion of how old I think this lady is. The lady looked like she 22. You know what I'm saying? At least 21. Look at her.
How old do you think she is?
25.
25? Okay. She's actually 15.
You're right.
How the hell you be 15 years old and you look like you 25 years old? You know what I'm saying? What are they putting in the food? You know, a lot of my brothers, they be like, well, you know, it's the hormones, Jehosa. It's the hormones that they put in the chicken. They put the hormones in the chicken, Jehosa, and it's got the people growing old. I don't know what the hell they doing, but it ain't no way in hell if I seen that girl walking down the street, I would think she would be a 15-year-old. I would automatically think that she'd be a grown person until she opened her mouth, until she starts showing me that she's a young person. That's crazy.
Leon, absolutely not.
And how old are you?
18.
How old do you think she is?
She does not look 18. I don't care what none of y'all say. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what none of y'all talking about. She looks 28 years old. She looks very weathered. She looks like she didn't already been through college. She done had 2 kids. That's what she looks like. That's bad. You know what I'm saying? That's bad.
24.
24? What? She's actually 18.
See, look what the girl said. The girl thought she was 18. No. She thought she was 24 years old. The girl was only 18. So what did she do? She aged 7. Are they like animals now? She aged for every 1 year that we age, she ages 7 years. So in about 3 or 4 more years from now, she's already going to look like she's 50 years old. And ain't nothing that they can do to stop that.
No way. She's 18?
Yep. And how old are you?
I'm 14.
And would people think...
She lying like a mug. Ain't no way that grown ass woman, even the brother at the bottom had to say no way. Ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. How is these young people that's out here that are young? This lady just says she's 14 years old. It does not look like she could ever be no damn 14-year... Man, play the video. I'm getting mad.
That you're 14, you sure?
Yeah, I know.
And would people think that you're older or younger?
Older.
How old do you think she is?
See, even the young people know it. Even the young people know it. Even they know it. I remember I was somewhere, I was with my kids. They thought that they were my brothers. No, that's my kids. You know what I'm saying? Some places that I be in, they think that I'm younger than what I am. You know what I'm saying? Or the people that I might be might throw them off. But this is crazy.
16.
And how old are you?
I'm 15.
And would people
Okay, that's around the right age. She say what she say. She don't look that too much far off, but she could sneak up in the club.
think that you're older or younger?
Younger.
How old do you think she is?
Hell no.
She looks quite old, or like, I don't know. I'd say like 19?
He's actually 15.
15.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? How can you have somebody that young that can pass for somebody that's already old? Am I saying that all young people, you know, when we expect to look at a young person, we expect to see a young person. We don't expect to look up and see an adult. That's what we don't expect to see.
And how old are you?
14.
Look at this guy. What would you do if your son came out of the closet? I'll send him back in. What is he asking? What closet coming out of closet?
If you get to heaven.
Okay, let me get back on topic.
Young for your age, that ain't genetic, that's experience talking. Looking young means you ain't let this world drain you the way it tried to. It means you move different, you protected your peace when everybody around you was throwing theirs away. Looking young means you ain't chase drama, you ain't chase crowd, you ain't chase validation. You minded your business so hard, your skin said, yeah, we gonna keep you youthful for that. Most people age because life been whooping their ass. Bad choices, bad circles, bad habits, bad energy. They stayed in mess, they stayed stressed. They stayed around the wrong people, and that shit'll show up in your face before it show up in your life. If you look young for your age, it's because you kept your soul clean. Even when life got dirty, you didn't fold, you didn't break, you didn't let disappointment turn you bitter. That's why you still glowing. Your youthfulness is a reflection of your boundaries. Some people look old as hell not because of their age, but because karma been kicking their ass. They live wild, they lie, they use folks, they hurt folks, and it shows. Life don't forget.
And it's sad, you know what I'm saying? Because it all comes back. And then let's say the life that you live and you think you got away with somebody, you don't get away with nothing because your children are going to suffer for what you did. It's sad. It's like the great boomerang effect. You know what I'm saying? You sent the boomerang out with all of your messed up behaviors and all the messed up things that you was doing. Not to say you brother or you sister, but them. They know who they know who I'm talking about. But they sent out that boomerang, and that boomerang missed them. But they had kids. It hit their kids. Their kids had kids. It hit their kids. So it doesn't really leave your bloodline until it's finished the effect. Whatever you put out there, you gonna get that back. And if it miss you, it's gonna hit your kids right in the forehead. If it don't get your kids, it's gonna get your grandkids. So to me, you don't even really love. If you could go out there showing your ass, being evil, doing people in, all the stuff that he mentioned. You don't care about your kids and you don't care about your grandchildren because somebody's gonna pay for this. Somebody is gonna pay for this. Okay, let's get back into this. I'm almost done here, family.
I still look like I'm 16 to 17 years old. You don't see a 16 or
So I'm guessing some of you didn't know it's 41, but
No, baby, we know not to talk bad on you or nothing like that, but we see your gray hairs kicking, girl. We see you about 41. You do not look younger than what you saying that you are. You don't look, and y'all be like, oh, Jehosa, you sitting there, you hating. She doesn't look younger or older. I'm saying to you, she looks her age. There's nothing wrong with that. No cap, no fallacy, no lie. You know what I'm saying? I didn't bring her up here to rag on her. I'm just bringing her up here to show you. She looks her age.
that's the reason I look so young is because I have high estrogen. So my estrogen is very, very, very high. It's been really high since I was young. At 3, I first got tested because they were like noticing I was developing early, and they found that I had the estrogen levels of a 9-year-old at 3 years old. So that's what it is. What she's saying. It
it can't be estrogen for a man. It has to be testosterone. So some younger men have more testosterone than they need at that age. That's why they look so young. That's why they look so old. Look what she said. She said when she was 3 years old, she had the estrogen level of a 9-year-old. That's why she started developing. She was only 3 years old. That's what's happening? Is they sitting up here doing something with the water, with the air, and with the food that we're eating that's giving us giving these people the high testosterone and estrogen levels? I'll let you be the judge of that.
Part of it that I have high estrogen, but also I take collagen, liquid collagen. So I drink liquid collagen, a tablespoon a day, and that makes you look youthful and your skin moisturized and all that kind of stuff. That's the reason for the glow. So those two things have kept me looking very, very young. All right, bye.
Okay, what did she say? That collagen do have her skin shining, though. I'm not gonna lie to you, no cap. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's something that we all can use. Okay, I'm almost done. I'm almost finished.
In the work, I mean, as soon as I clock in, I walk to the front, my coworker gonna say, "You know what, Lex? You're my favorite old person that I work with." In the work, I mean, as soon as I clock in, I walk to the front, my coworker gonna say, "You know what, Lex? You're my favorite old person that I work with." I said, I'm 28. She said, "I know exactly how old you are."
Now, before I let the lady talk, right? I gotta let you know that I was reading her comments, and in her comments, she's only about 22, 23 years old. Quite disturbing, right? Why she look like she 40 years old? You know what I'm saying? She's only 20 years old, right? She's only anywhere from 20 to 23 years old, because she asked, and they lit up her comments. Everybody said she looked 30 to 40 years old, and that was coming from white men judging a white woman on how old she looked. But I'm sitting here asking y'all, doesn't she look like she been married? Okay. Doesn't she look like she been married before? Doesn't she look like she like one of them old junior high school teachers that's been a teacher for like 20 years? She's not even that old like that. She ain't even been 21 for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? She's barely like 23 years old. Why is it that she looks so damn old? She looks like she's in her 40s, in her mid 40s at that. She's not in her 40s. She barely in her 20s. She's not even in her mid 20s. Why does she look that old like that? And the white boys, they said it. The white boys said that she looked anywhere from 30 to 40 years old. And that was coming from her own people, coming outside from her people. A black man, I think she looked like 40, like 41 years old. She's not 40. You know what I'm saying? She's not in her 40s.
So old. I am at the age that people are asking, is this my first time getting married?
I'm sorry, miss. It does look like you've been married at least 2 times. It really looks like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how old you look.
I'm kind of like offended by it in a way, because I feel like I look that old. To where I could have already hit a whole other life. I mean, they're not wrong, but I still feel like it's rude. All right, how old do I look? And has this happened to you? Are you getting married and have you? I'm like, oh, is this your first marriage? I'm like, what is your age? I am curious. Please up.
Now, I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean at all. The lady looked like she gonna be turning 46. And you be like, damn, Jehosa, you so damn mean about it. She don't look like she's in her 30s. No, not to me. She don't look like she's 30. She look like she's gonna be turning 46. This lady is just getting married for the first time. She's only 21, 22, 23. Why she look that old like that? So this is not just affecting black people. I'm looking at my brothers and my sisters, and I'm wondering, I'm like, damn, why they look so old for? This is across the board of everybody. All the Asians is in this, the Mexicans is in this, the white people in this, we up in this, everybody is in this. Why they look so old like that? That's the question that I'm posing to y'all today. So go ahead and hit me up and meet me up in the comments.
What's up, yo? Oh, why you so young and old at the same time? Yo, 28? Yo, I got this shit. Like, who got a pipe? Who got a stem right now? All right, look, y'all all do? All right, listen. I got $50 for the winner who can sniff the blueberry inside the stem. You gotta sniff the blueberry inside the stem and smoke it.
Yeah.
All right, whoever wins get the 50.
Sniff it?
No, you gotta put it in the stem and smoke the blueberry. Right now, $50 for the winner.